Okay, so 3 steps to take your power back. I mean, what is it that how we can take our power back? Is it that there are circumstances in our life when we feel powerless, we feel helpless? And how can we be powerful as, common people? How can we become powerful? So, good evening and a warm welcome to each one of you, all the people who are right now on Zoom, and all the people who will be watching us later on YouTube. My name is Divya Shah, and Radio Diva is an initiative that we started just to vent our emotions during first lockdown, but gradually in last almost 3 years it has transformed into a platform where experts, especially from the mental health field, okay, they join us, they share their life lessons, their experiences, their wisdom with us, and they all help us be better individuals. So please follow us on Facebook and Insta by the same name, the Radio Diva, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you think this video is useful to or will be beneficial to any of your friends, please forward it to them. We need to reach out to more and more people. Our content is genuine, so we definitely need your help to grow this happy-go-lucky community. And I'm super excited about our today's expert. Shalini Juneja is the founder of Being Alive. She is an ICF certified professional coach. She's a PCC coach and an NLP practitioner from Dr. Richard Bandler. She's also a TEDx speaker and a corporate trainer. She is working in the field of training and development for the past 23 years and helping people in business and life coach for almost a decade. Shalini works with executives, entrepreneurs, and top leadership teams. People from top, managerial leadership are her clients, and she helps them to create immense possibilities to achieve what's important to them. So she is a motivational speaker and she loves to inspire and empower people to live a life they always dreamed of. I mean, this is so exciting. And when I was listening to Shalini's TED talk, I felt how passionately she feels of bridging the gap between people and their dreams. I mean, her TEDx, we'll share the link in the description. It's a must watch because there she talks about the missing code to your dreams, and we all have so many dreams. So a must watch for everyone. And how so now over to you, Shalini. How by this topic, how do we understand the term, power in today's context? Can you elaborate on that?
So hi Divya, and thank you so much for such a warm welcome. And hello everyone. It's totally my pleasure to be here on this platform and just interacting with you guys. So so I will definitely talk about this particular thing, power and all. And before I go ahead with this, I would just like to make few things clear. So first of all, this should not be a one-sided session. Please don't watch me like you watch your TV. Right? So so it has to be more interactive, definitely. And I would, let's say, when we use this, you must have heard the topic that we said, the 3 steps to get back your power. So if I may ask any one or two people that what do you understand by this term power? How do you relate to it? What is power for you?
Okay, power,
See who all have the power to say that. Right? Anyone who would like to just throw a light on this? How do you relate to
Okay.
it? Yes.
Power, whenever I say power, I feel confident and I feel that I don't have any, I mean, nobody else has control over me. As in, they're not influencing me. I can control all my decisions, or even I can take blames for whatever I have done wrong and credits for what I have done right. So it's as Sonika said, it's the most positive term for me.
Wonderful. Very, very
Energy.
well explained, Priyanka. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sonika, also for writing that. She mentioned that power is being positive. Yeah. So lot of people may understand, because now if we just go to the dictionary version of power, then people may get confused power with the physical strength. They may get confused power with like the power, the kind of power politicians do have, right? Or normally even in the English language we say power is like the work done in a particular time. Yeah. But here, the kind of power we are talking about is your state of being, your state, the kind of energy that you carry, your calm and composed way, how well you handle a situation, even the most challenging one, right? So when we say, power, when you're powerful, it seems like everything is possible. I can do just anything. That's the powerful space when we operate it from. But it doesn't happen every time. In fact, a lot of time it happens that we get stuck in some situation or some circumstance or something like that, and we lose on our power. Right? Am I making sense?
Totally, totally. I can relate to it.
Yeah. So if I say, if anyone can just share that, have you ever experienced that kind of situation in your life, in any area of your life, where you felt absolutely powerless, or maybe in your day-to-day life you keep feeling powerless, with something or the other? Can someone share? I get that, Divya. When you lost your mom, I completely get that. Anyone else? Because this is not something that we feel once in a while or once in a blue moon. In fact, nowadays the kind of lifestyle we have, maybe every day there is some situation like this, that it comes and you get that trigger and you become powerless. So I tell you, even I being a coach and working as a coach for almost a decade, right? And then still there are situations when it happens, it gives you that trigger. For me, it's like whenever somebody is not committed, when somebody is not showing the the responsibility, then I also get that, oh, what is that? You feel irritated, you feel frustrated. Yeah. And then you get stuck with that why this person is like this, why the situation is like this. Yeah. Agree? Right. Some more comments. Yeah. When I'm unable to help someone. Okay. In
Priyanka,
profession.
yeah.
Okay. Beginning of the married life. Yes, of course. Yeah. When I'm unable to help someone. Mm-hmm. Yes. So absolutely fine. So there are, situations when we all feel powerless. Yeah. Now, before I talk about what to do about it and how to go ahead, getting your power back, I just want you guys to understand what is behind it. What makes us feel so powerless? Suddenly we are just doing everything so fine, and something happens, somebody said something, and then we get that trigger on, and then now we just feel, don't we just lose all our calmness, the composedness, the energy goes away, and we may get angry or something like this. Okay, how many of you use this? Yes, Priyanka, withdrawal, lack of support. Yeah, we all feel that nobody support us. Oh, nobody understands me, right? I'm all alone in the world. So it happens with all of us. Yeah. So like we human beings are designed in that way, right? So if I ask you that, how many of you use the word should have or could have very frequently? Priyanka, a lot. Yeah. it should have been that way. Oh, she shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that. Yeah. It could have been better. Yeah. Anyone else? Who all are using it?
I used to use a lot.
Uh-huh. We use a lot, right? Because without realizing, even for the smallest of the thing, even in our family, with, children, with husband, with a lot of people, oh, you shouldn't do this. Yeah. It could have been done in a better way. Yeah. And then when you are saying that also, you get stuck with right and wrong. Whenever we make someone or some situation wrong, it takes away our power. And we feel loss of power, like powerless. So, lot of time we do that knowingly, like scolding somebody. I mean, when you are in office, you're scolding your, employees or, people, or maybe in house also we have house helps. And then in relations also, we may say things very, very, clearly, very, very, in a very upfront way that, you are wrong. You shouldn't do that. But a lot of time we do it without even realizing it. Even if you say that in way, oh, it should not be like that. Oh, you've really, made me, I'm too disappointed. But what is there behind it? It's only making wrong. And we have the, default setting to be right. Human beings are righteous. We always want to be so right about everything, right? And then we blame a lot. All the good things we have done, all the blame is on others. Yeah. And while doing it, it may give you some juice of being right. But every time you do that, just notice your entire body and mind and see what is going on inside you. Are you feeling powerful while saying all that? Do we? Whenever we are making somebody wrong, what kind of energy we feel inside us? Can someone share? Whenever we are scolding somebody or we are just telling somebody you're wrong.
So only like we are in a way trying to pamper, our inner ego, that it's not the whole wrong is not because of us. And in somewhere back of the mind, we also know that the other person doesn't have the role. But for a very short period of time, maybe we are shifting that energy that we don't want to take the blame. And it's all because of that. And we're trying to soothe ourselves, maybe for a transient time.
Absolutely.
I
So,
think, we give that false hope to ourselves ki we are right, and we try to cheat ourselves more than anyone else. And I think that's very draining, because inside we know that we are just putting the blame on someone else. It's our problem.
yes, absolutely. It is so draining. I mean, for a momentary happiness you might get out of that. I mean, and we don't call it even happiness, we call it the juice. Yeah, the juice you get of being right. It satisfies the ego, but it takes away your power. You're not, whenever you, even if you scold your children for small thing, and then you feel so distracted. Oh, why do you do that? I mean, and suddenly you're out of your mind, and then you don't have that positiveness, and you don't feel that, being like, productivity goes away. When power goes away, productivity becomes so less, whether it is in your professional life or in your personal life. Whenever there is some negative statements or thoughts in your mind, even for that matter, even if you blame yourself for something, right? Have you ever noticed that when you blame yourself for something, and then how do you feel?
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. And when you are feeling guilty, what kind of energy you feel in your body? Low energy. Yeah, it's a very, very low energy. Then you don't feel like doing things. Oh my god, I've done this, I shouldn't have do this. Again, all those things will come. You should have, could have, right, wrong, everything. These are the pointers where you can notice how are you taking things. Sometimes for everything, people have, they develop a habit of saying, oh, it shouldn't be this way, and they think that they are just doing it for the sake of correction, for the sake of betterment. But you develop a habit of making people or situations wrong. And as we cannot change the world, we cannot change people as well. So it is draining you end of the day.
I agree. There's Shalini, I have a little question. So there are so many youngsters, and I have also done it. We always put the blame on our parents. We always put the blame on our circumstances. We always put the blame on, सबके वजह से problem है मेरी जिंदगी में. But I am, I'm fine. Bala, I have been through it, so I do understand. But how important it is to get out of it, because till the time we take responsibility of our own lives, we'll never be able to work on it. As you mentioned, we can't change anyone. The only person we can change is the person we see in the mirror every day.
Absolutely. And lot of people, when you are just, let's say, when your career is not set, okay, and you're not doing well in your life, then you really need to put that blame to somebody, right? Because you want to shed responsibility. You don't want to be responsible. And then I've heard a lot of people saying, my parents were too poor, they couldn't give me, good education, so I'm here.
I did not go to a foreign university. I did not study in a good school.
I couldn't do that. I was not in a good school. My teachers were too bad. My parents were too, they used to nag all the time. So they have, made me like this. So for everything and anything, we have somebody to blame. Like, for example, when we get late, to reach to a place, we say, oh yeah, there is a hell lot of traffic in Delhi. Yeah. Now, if somebody might say that, that's true. That's true, Shalini. How can I take responsibility of, a traffic jam? But let me tell you, that's the habit. That's the habit. If you have the habit of saying that, due to the traffic jam, due to my children, due to somebody in the family, I'm late today. And then your mind is, trained enough to use it every time. But because internally that why are you late, and because you did not take the buffer time, you really did not, you could leave the house half an hour before, about the traffic, but you don't want to take the responsibility. Yeah. And inside of you, it's taking away all your power. You're losing on your energy. If you reach late in a meeting, then trust me, everybody whosoever is there, who's there in some office or something like that, they can very well relate to it. How do you feel when even you enter, even when nobody is asking you why are you late? Then also you are not in your zone. You are not in your 100% energetic state, because in the background, I've just missed it. People must be thinking that how I'm late, right? And we, without asking also, yes, Divya, rightly said, without asking we start justifying. किसी ने पूछा नहीं है, but आप फिर भी बता रहे हो, मैं late इसलिए हो गई, because you have that the energy is draining. Now your body, it feels the need to justify कि मैं कैसे इसको justify करूं. Yeah. So right, wrong, should have, could have, and then all these blaming and complaining, and then a lot of people who are always in the complaining zone, they keep on complaining about the government, the traffic, something or the other. So these are the things which are the energy drainers, right? And lot of time we also make meanings out of things. Lot of meanings. When people say a small thing to you, on the basis of your past, you create certain meanings out of it. We create stories in our mind. That person did not call me. It is not as simple as that he did not call me, he did not call me. Why do I need to give a meaning for this? He did not call me because blah, 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 blah. The story starts.
We try to read between lines unnecessarily. Basically, agar life mein, what I have understood, Shalini, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have problem with yourself, you have problem with everyone else. Everything else, traffic, weather, politicians, government, everything. And if you are at peace with yourself, even if people do wrong, you overlook, you ignore, you forgive, and you move on, because you have a you have a bigger goal to chase, and you don't want your energy to be drained on smaller things.
Absolutely. But what you're saying, that when you are at peace with yourself, that's what we call power, the state of power, right? But moment by moment, in every second situation, with every second person, you are losing on to your power, right? How would you stay in that state? So the 3 steps, I'll just quickly jump onto this. So the 3 steps, the first is acceptance. Accept things the way they are and the way they are not. Because we don't do that. We have something or the other to, make meaning out of it. We don't accept. We only want things to happen in our way. It is just not possible. Your boss cannot be your way. Your in-laws cannot be your way. Your children cannot be your way. They are the way they are and the way they are not. And this is such a powerful statement. What is there that I'm not accepting? Is it my marriage, my children the way they are, my in-laws, my boss, my colleague, my government, my neighbors? Yeah, there is something that you are not accepting. So acceptance is the first step. The second is taking responsibility. When you take responsibility of anything and everything, the way I said, when people say that, I couldn't reach on time because of a traffic jam, take responsibility of that as well. I take responsibility to be late today. Why to say it on, blame the traffic jam, even if it was there? I'm not saying कि traffic jam nahi tha ya nahi hota. But when you learn to take responsibility, even for other people, for other things, when a boss or a leader will learn to take responsibility that I couldn't hit my target, not because of my team, because of me, because I couldn't handle them well, I couldn't train them well. So taking responsibility is a huge thing which people need to understand. Wherever you are in your life, whether your parents were poor, whether they couldn't give you good education, it's your responsibility to reach wherever you want to reach, to fulfill your goals, to achieve your dreams. It's not their responsibility, right? And third, which is, last but not the least, create an exciting future. Now, consider you are in a situation where you are feeling loss of power. The first thing, accept it. Second, take responsibility. It's not because of somebody, it's because of you. And third is take action, take appropriate action to overcome that, to transform that area, to transform that situation. And that is only possible when you create an exciting future in that area. Because until and unless you create a future, see, how do we get actions? Actions कब आते हैं? क्योंकि जब आप powerless हैं तो आपको कोई action सूझने वाला है नहीं. You know, you'll sit like this, कुछ मेरे बस की नहीं है, people are just, you know, they want to pull me down, nobody wants me to grow. You know, अब यहाँ तो आपको कोई action नहीं आएगा. Action कब आएगा? When you accept, take responsibility, and create an exciting future in that particular area. Yeah. And when you create a future, the future will give you that action to transform that area. Right? And if you do these three things, I mean, trust me, it would be so quick. And it's all about practicing it, by the way. You know, how well you practice it. If you practice these three things, you will get back your power quickly. Even the time span will start getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Right? So that's all for today. And if you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them.
So, Shalini, can you elaborate the last point a little more?
Creating the future. So, for example, if
taking responsibility and creating future, yes, taking actions basically.
Yes. So when I say taking action, a lot of time when we are, you know, done with, some situation, and we say, if I give you an example of an office, okay, consider your subordinates or your team did not perform well, right? Now, as a boss, you may lose on your power, right? Because when you start to blame them, oh, they are good for nothing, they couldn't hit the target, you know, I just need to maybe change them. And just because of them, I couldn't, achieve my targets. So now you're so irritated, frustrated. Now this is taking away all your power. Now, how you do it? First thing is when you accept your team and whatever happens the way it is, and take responsibility as a leader, right? The third thing that you need to do, what can you do to transform this area? What can you do so that your team will perform next month, right? And if you create a future that, next month, I would really want this target for myself. I want my team to perform this way. Then you make an action plan and then you take action. So maybe your team needs a training. Maybe they need a better plan, a better structure to perform, right? So when you are doing all these things, you are enrolling your team into your dream, in your goal, and working accordingly, taking actions on that. Then you would be able to transform the area. Because see, if you do only the first two steps, right, the transformation in that particular area will be a challenge. Yeah. So taking actions are very, very important. And what gives us action is exciting future. So when you have an exciting future, it will give you action for sure. And then you would be able to transform that area. If you just end up not doing anything, then you might keep losing your energy and power. Yeah, I hope that brings clarity, Divya.
Oh, yes, it does. I think this is the kind of session I needed, and amazing. All the points noted down, have, understood very clearly. Thank you so much, everyone who joined. I will request all of you, please forward this video to anyone you think who might be struggling and feeling powerless and want to feel powerful. That's what Shalini corrected me, who want to become powerful. And if you want to get in touch with Shalini, get in touch with us. And thank you so much, Shalini, for being here.